All right, we are doing reading. We are working on our word roots book. Page 24, lesson 10. We just went through and circled the root in each word, which is grad, and then underlined the suffix. What is a prefix? Where does that go? Does that go before or after the root of the word? The prefix. We are doing the suffix, which comes before or after the word. Christian?
Before.
No?
Oh, I mean after.
Yes. So if we had a prefix, would that come before or after the root? Prefix. Grant?
After?
No? Caroline?
Before.
Yes. Pre means before or the beginning. All right? Right now we're dealing with suffixes, so we don't have to worry. Just a little trivia. See if you knew. All right, let's delve in and find out what these words mean. Who has heard of these words before, or some, if not all? Yeah. Okay, good. So if you look at our words, gradual, gradient, graduate, and graduation, and we look on page 24, an action or activity that happens when steps of study are successfully finished, such as high school or college. Now make sure there are two words that are very similar. Graduate and graduation. So, Helen, which one do you think an action or activity?
Graduate?
So an action or activity. Dun, 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 dun. When do we hear that song and everybody comes marching down the aisle? Gabe.
Graduation?
Graduation, an activity or action. So when you graduate, well, you'll have an 8th grade graduation, and you'll have a high school graduation, and then if you go to college, you'll have a college graduation. And you wear the robes and the funny square hats.
Like the square hat. Like those dogs.
What's that?
The dogs.
Oh, yes.
Wait,
A
what?
common occurrence.
What?
A dog graduation. On the picture up above, there are 2 dogs. I've seen many dog graduations.
Oh, yeah, but
Not.
that.
All right, let's move on to 2. Related to steps of change in something, such as a change in color, rainbow, a temperature, or when a road goes higher or lower. This may be the one that you don't know. An incline or slope, or a gradual change. Would that be gradual, gradient, or graduate? We already can cross out graduation. Toby, gradient. Yes. Gradient is a slope or an incline that is basically a gradient. Whoop. So it could be graduate or graduate. So with that said, one who finished each grade or step in high school, college, or other program of study. Would that be gradual or graduate? Emmy. With the which one? Yes, graduate. That is the person who went through the graduation ceremony.
Like the dogs.
Like the dogs. They are graduates. Congratulations. Related to small steps of change in something. Process of elimination. How many words do we have left? Everyone's hands should be up. Owen. Gradual. Very good. So let us move on to page 25. So you're going to use the same words, gradual, gradient, graduate, or graduation, to fill in the blanks of the sentence. Who wants to read sentence 1? Grayson.
Katrina's blank was attended by her entire family.
Do you have it? What do you think that might be out of those four words? Katrina's blank was attended by her entire family. Grayson.
Graduation.
Yes. Who wants to read sentence 2? Christian.
The speaker at the Parliament
At the There you go.
was a college blank.
What do you think, Christian, that could be? A college what?
Graduate.
A graduate. Very good. College graduate, meaning he graduated from college.
Yay!
This one, graduate, graduation, ceremony, the person that went through the ceremony and did all the work to wear the hat and gown. There, okay, number 3, who wants to read that? M.
There was a blank declining grandpa's health.
Which one do you think that is? Gradual or gradient?
Gradual.
Meaning it was a gradual means it was not fast. It was kind of a slow process, not a fast process. So on the page 24, there is a little box that describes gradient. A gradient in color is when two or more colors blend together. Here is a simple example of a gradient, beginning with white and ending with black. So with that said, who wants to read 4? Grant. So what do you think that is? Which word? Gradual, gradient, graduate, graduation. Grant. Yes, very good. So gradient means the beginning with white, the simple or the color. It also can be a small incline. So it's either can be the color or it can be an incline in a road, gradient, a change. All right, now in gray. Well, we're not going to do that because I don't have a flashlight, a mouth, wide mouth jar, a small mirror. Wouldn't work anyways because we don't have a dark room. So, it says you can make your own gradient using crayons or colored pencils. Or you can make a real rainbow. What you will need are these items. a wide-mouthed, smooth, circular glass jar, or a large, plain drinking glass filled with water. A small mirror or flashlight. This is something you'd have to do in a dark room. Place the mirror inside the water-filled jar. Tilt the mirror slightly upward. In a very dark room with white walls, well, they're very specific. Dark room with white walls. Can't be yellow or pink. It has to be white. Shine the flashlight onto the mirror. A rainbow appears. Ooh. Hint, if no rainbow appears at first, just change the angle of the light from the flashlight or change the angle of the mirror. Can anyone explain why this happens? Why do we get rainbows after the rain? What do you think, Wensheen?
Because like the sunlight bounces off the water drops and then it just like bounces off the other one and you can see a rainbow.
Right. So, Grayson.
I have a comment.
Yes.
There's another way you can make a rainbow in the summer.
How?
So you can be outside and then put your sprinkler on and it's really sunny and it makes a rainbow.
Yes. So what is the key component that you need to make a rainbow? What is it that you need? You actually need two things. What is one thing you need? Caroline?
Water.
Yes. What is the other thing you need? Helen?
Sun.
Or light? Yes. So the mirror reflects light, so the mirror is acting as light, and then it travels at an angle. The water refracts or bends the light. As light bends, it separates into the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. So there you go. So you should try that at home. That'd be kind of fun. Yes, Jeremiah, we couldn't do it here even if we wanted to because this room never gets dark enough.
Sometimes with my neighborhood friend last summer, and sometimes her little sister and little brother come, we used to go on the trampoline. Well, we used to get our swimsuits on, and then we put our sprinkler under the trampoline.
Fun. That just sounds lovely. Can't do that. You can't do that right now. You would turn into an ice cube. But I look forward to the day where we can be out with sprinklers and swimming suits. It seems a long, long ways away, but you know what? It'll happen. Yes, Em.
My cousin has trampolines, and we do that with her trampoline too.
I hope that the trampoline has nets around the outside so you don't fall out.
No,
Does it
no.
get slippery? Just the mother and me, that's all. All right, so what we are going to do now is we are going to put word roots away in our crate. Good job, friends. And I want you to get your reading response journals out, along with your Charlotte Webb book, please. Reading response journal and Charlotte's Webb. Thank you, Mr. Jewin. Have a great day. I would like for you to turn to the blue page, asking questions. Asking questions. Looks like that. So don't take the blue page out, leave it in, and then have white paper to write with it. On the white paper, I would like for you to write the date, February 8th, and Charlotte's Web, please, so you know what you are writing about. Why is it important to ask questions? And when do you ask questions? Well, let me answer that. Anytime. You can ask a question anytime. Questions are very important for learning. If you don't ask questions, you are not going to get the answers you need. So with that said, what are some other reasons to ask questions, especially when you are reading a book? When do you ask questions, Christian?
Because when you don't know something,
Yes. If you don't know what is going on in the book and you are looking at the book thinking, what on earth is happening, and you don't ask a question, are you going to find out the answer? No. And then can you learn if you don't find out the answer? No. A key component to learning is questions. All right, so one is when you don't understand something. What else do you? So asking questions. I am going to read. You can read with me on the blue page. Under asking questions, good readers ask questions to help them understand the text or book. Good readers ask questions before they read, while they read, and after they read. Why would you, what does that mean? After you read, what questions, what on earth would you ask if you're not reading the book anymore? Winsheen?
you might ask a question like, what's the reason?
That is a good question. That would be during. Why would you ask a question after you're done? Let's say you finish Charlotte's Web. Why would you ask any questions after you finish the book, Cole?
Like if there was something you were wondering about it, and the book never told you the answer.
Yes, very good. Grayson?
So like, if you say, I wonder what was happening, finding a new friend, at the end of the book.
Yes. Absolutely, very good. I like how you went into the text and you brought out an actual question. Very good. So, it says when to ask a question. My answer to that is whenever you have one. But it says when you don't understand something, when you wonder about something, like what Grayson just said, when something is confusing, when you are curious about something. What does that mean, if you are curious about something? Olivia?
Like you don't know what it is.
Right. Or when we found out that Charlotte sucked the blood out of its prey, her prey. So that could be, that's kind of curious. Why does she do that? Well, then you would learn that some spiders do that. That's just their natural tendency. That is how they survive. So that is something to be curious about. If you read something you don't really understand, so you're curious about it, so then you start asking questions. Yes, Jeremiah?
It's like that show on PBS Kids,
Curious
Curious George.
George, yes.
No one watches that anymore.
I am constantly telling Mia, curiosity kills the cat. Because cats are very curious and get in precarious situations. Oh my goodness, the other day she was sitting on top of the toilet ready to jump in the water. I'm like, no thank you. I think she's big enough now that she'd be fine, but if she were like little teeny tiny kitten, she would not. I digress, sorry. But yes, curious, being curious is a good thing. Just don't do anything crazy with your curiosity.
Yeah.
So let us move to the bottom of the page where it says sentence frames. So what you are going to do is we are just starting, but there's been a lot that's happened already in our book. What is something that you could write about? There are frames. I wonder, what if, how did, what will happen when, what does blank mean? So I want you to choose something from the book, and I want you to write about it in your journal. You may start writing now. My friends, I'm going to turn you off because we are going to write and then we are going to read. So happy reading.